moved away and was like, going to make it in this world on my own 2 feet. And I had a lot of female problems, just to be, direct about it. And I was working so much and trying to get ahead that the pain that I was having, I was just like, I didn't even have time to go to the doctor, so it was just like, me thinking, asking somebody for, something for pain every once in a while was better than, going to the doctor to get, the medication for it. I don't know how far I want to go into this, right now, because I want to lead one thing into another. But I did become a substance user. Eventually, it led to heroin, fentanyl. I fought my way back. I was living in Northern Kentucky at the time. I'm originally from Eastern Kentucky, but I had called every rehab. I was homeless at the time, the shelters in Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati, and I could not get in anywhere. So I called my cousin. No, I'm sorry. I texted my cousin. I hadn't seen in 25 years. And he said that he could read the desperation in my text. And within 2 days, he was there to get me. So I had to put myself in my own little rehab bubble. So my recovery is quite different than the majority. I started really, feeling things really strong in my heart that I knew I had to get better. I could feel death was after me. And I started having, thoughts walking across the bridge that was not my thoughts. And so I stayed at his house and he taught me how to work out with weights. I drank water, ate well. And then I eventually, made it back, home. But what I took notice to is that I have 4 children. One at the time was going off to college. And then Kyle, he was staying with my parents. And where I had got into working out and walking, he was like, Mom, that's all you ever do. And I'm like, well, that's what clears my mind, because like my mind has all these thoughts, and exercising and workouts helps exhaust it. And it wasn't after a couple of weeks, he said, you know what? I think I'm going to get me a gym membership. Now, for him, he was thin built. But what I'm getting at is that my son struggled with mental health really all of his life. I didn't quite understand it back whenever I was younger, and, going through active addiction. I was dealing with my own mental health. I was really dealing with emotional damage that I didn't understand, and the traumas that had happened in my life. So what I'm getting at is that it became a ripple effect. I started working on me, and, my kids saw that. And so he took a step on his own. And it really, after the years, it really helped with his mental health. Now, with Kyle, his pregnancy, his childbirth, it was all very traumatizing. A code blue was called. So honestly, we shouldn't have both even been here. But last September, after being so strong and so brave, and he did, I say, take his own breath last September 24th of 2022. And I had went with him to, the crisis center. It was a few months before then that he came to me at work, and he told me, I'm going to do it. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can say. I've made my mind up. And now I know how I am, and he's my child. So, okay. but there's options, you know. I gave him my whole support. He was able to talk to me about his thoughts, his nightmares, his night terrors, his constant mind, racing, not being able to sleep but 2-3 hours, maybe. People thinking, oh, why are you so sad? You work out, you're fit. By then it's been years. He's got big muscles. But, he would tell me, Mom, when people wake up in the morning, they got something planned, they're ready for the day. And he's like, I'm just existing. And this is a very intelligent young man. But I know that me working through my mental health, emotional health, and addiction gave him the strength to fight even whenever I wasn't around him. Because as well as I do, it's whenever we're alone that, the battle in our mind, really seems to, fire up a little bit more, try to eat at us. But I'm extremely proud of my son, all my children. But I know that for me and my spirituality, I don't say losing. I didn't lose my son. I still feel him. I still hear him. And with me and my spirit talk, I do have flashes of him. Not everybody's going to understand that. Some people may not even believe it. But my connection, love is everlasting. Okay. And I can't say death by suicide. He's not dead to me. I feel him. I know my heart when he was here and hurting. And I know the dreams I've had. And I know my heart now. And I feel him holding it. So he took his own breath. But he did so much in his power. He made documents, videos, and the courage is just extreme. And I was blessed, and our family was blessed to have 23 years with him. And, I'm here today, working with not just substance and my recovery, but mental health and, being able to take, those crisis calls. There's some things that the intuitive side of me and, having that natural gift of empathy.